Ever notice how everyone around you is complaining about the cold and you're over here feeling great? While your friends are booking trips to sunny beaches, you're honestly thrilled to stay home in your pajamas for the third day in a row. If that sounds like you, congrats. You might be psychologically wired to love winter. And no, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just made differently. And here's what people rarely talk about. Winter lovers aren't just putting up with the cold. We're experiencing something totally different inside our brains. And science, real science, actually supports this. So today, I want to break down why some of us truly love the season that makes everyone else miserable. Because trust me, this goes way deeper than just enjoying cozy sweaters. Let's start with the most obvious question. Why does staying home feel so much better in winter than in summer? And I mean genuinely better, not just fine, not just acceptable. I mean deeply, soul-level satisfying. Here's what's happening in your brain. When it's freezing outside and warm inside, you're experiencing something psychologists call contrast effect comfort. Your nervous system is actively registering the difference between the harsh world outside and your safe, cozy space inside. Every time you glance out the window and see the dark, cold weather, your brain gives you a little hit of feel-good chemicals. You're safe, you're warm, you survived. Summer doesn't give you that. In summer, staying inside feels like you're missing out. The weather is nice, people are everywhere. There's this weird social pressure leaking through the windows, like the sun itself is judging you. Your brain reads staying home as a loss, like you're skipping something good. But in winter, you're not skipping anything. You're choosing the better option on purpose. The equation just works differently. There's also something in environmental psychology called refuge appeal. Humans are naturally drawn to enclosed, protected spaces when there's danger outside. And historically speaking, winter was danger. So when you're wrapped up at home while it's freezing outdoors, you're not being lazy. You're satisfying a deep, ancient need for warmth and safety. Your caveman brain is basically celebrating because you found shelter. And honestly, the activities just match the energy. Winter activities, reading, watching movies, making soup, existing under blankets, are all low stimulation, high comfort experiences. They don't demand anything from you. For introverts especially, this is where we shine. We're not pushing against the season. We're flowing with it. Let me ask you something. Do you feel more creative in winter? More focused? Like your brain just works better? Yeah, there's a reason for that too. Winter is basically an introvert's natural environment, and here's why. Social expectations completely change. In summer, if you're not out living your best life, posting sunset photos, going to barbecues, and being nonstop social, you start to feel off. Society has decided that summer equals fun, and fun equals being around people. And for introverts, that's exhausting. It's like the world agrees your preferred way of living is wrong for 3 straight months. But winter gives you an excuse. Sorry, I can't make it. It's too cold. No one questions it. I'm staying in tonight. Totally acceptable. Winter gives you social cover for the life you already wanted. You're not avoiding people. You're being practical. You're not antisocial. You're just reacting reasonably to the weather. And honestly, it's kind of beautiful. There's also research showing that introverts are more sensitive to external stimulation. Bright sunlight, heat, loud outdoor activities, all of that drains introverted nervous systems much faster. Winter naturally turns the volume down. Shorter days mean softer light. Cold weather means fewer people out. Everything feels quieter, darker, and more subdued. For someone whose brain already runs at a high volume, winter feels like finally turning the dial down. And here's something really interesting. Studies show that people actually concentrate better in cooler temperatures. There's a specific temperature range where our brains perform best, and it's lower than most people expect, around 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. During winter, you're more likely to land right in that zone. Your brain isn't wasting energy trying to cool your body, so it can put more effort into thinking. That's why you might notice you read more in winter, or finally finish that project you've been avoiding. Okay, slightly controversial opinion. The darkness is actually a good thing. Stay with me. We're constantly told that winter darkness is awful, that it causes seasonal depression and makes everyone miserable. And yes, seasonal affective disorder is real and seriously affects about 5% of people. But for everyone else, especially people who love winter, something different is going on. Early darkness creates natural limits. When the sun goes down at 4:30 p.m., your day has a clear ending. There's no guilt about slowing down early because your circadian rhythm is literally telling you it's time to rest. Compare that to summer when it's still light at 9 p.m. and you feel like you should be doing something, being productive, squeezing every drop out of the day. Summer darkness comes so late that you're fighting your own biology just to stay awake long enough to enjoy it. Winter darkness also creates what researchers call temporal compression. Your sense of time changes. Days feel smaller, more contained, easier to handle. You're not overwhelmed by the long stretched out feeling of summer days. Everything feels cozier, more focused, more intentional. And let's talk about the look of it all. Winter darkness is honestly more interesting. You get dramatic skies, early stars, and the warm glow of windows against dark streets. There's a quiet, melancholic beauty to it that summer can't really replicate. It's atmospheric, it's moody. It gives main character energy, but in a thoughtful, reflective way. For people who love winter, darkness isn't the absence of light. It's its own presence. It's a feature, not a flaw. And here's maybe the deepest reason winter people love winter. It gives us permission to rest. Modern life has basically erased the idea of seasons. We're expected to have the same energy, productivity, and social output all year long. But that's not how humans evolved. For thousands of years, winter was about conserving energy. You stored food, stayed close to home, slowed down, and you didn't feel guilty because everyone else was doing the same thing. People who love winter are still honoring that rhythm. When you enjoy winter, you're not resisting rest. You're choosing it. You're accepting that productivity isn't the only way to measure a good life. Sometimes the most meaningful moments happen when you're doing nothing. Thinking, reflecting, processing, just being. Winter creates the space for that. And for introverts who often feel bad about needing alone time to recharge, winter makes that need feel valid. You're not being selfish or antisocial, you're responding to the season. You're being human. So if you love winter, what does that say about you? It says you value reflection over constant stimulation. It says you understand that coziness is a real form of happiness. It says you're comfortable with darkness, both literal and emotional. It says you don't need outside validation to enjoy your own company. And honestly, in a world that's always asking for more, brighter, faster, louder, that's powerful. So the next time someone asks why you love winter, you can tell them it's not in spite of the cold and dark. It's because of them. Winter people understand something others are missing. We're not waiting for life to begin again in spring. We're already living it.